And so one of the hardest parts, I think, in our adult brains is to empower kids to stay at stage 3 for as long as we can talk them into it. If they're young, if they're little kids, it's really easy, like glasses, white, broken, oh no, drink, now. And you add one word to another word. And it's not with grammar. It's not even grammar at all. It's just adding words together. Like purple, pink. But then, when you're ready, when you've done that enough and you've added purple and pink together, then you might say, purple here, pink here. And then you've added a little bit of grammar. And that's, in the vernacular, a designative pre-sentence. Because by definition, a sentence has a subject and a predicate. So it's got to be, purple is mine. Pink, got to be yours. So you've got a verb in there. And that is the grammar piece. That's then when you get to stage 4 and you're starting to add grammar. But what are you adding it to? And that's a really big part of NLA, but also it's a really big part of what Laura Lee said as well.
I find what you just said respectful of the child growing up. It's something that comes from the inside out of them, like a bloom, like blooming, instead of something you do to them top down. I really like that as a mother, that you respect that child's blooming so they can unfold. I like that.
Well, you are so right. And so I know when we were talking about this before we turned on the camera, you said something about how grammar felt like, you didn't say it like this. You wouldn't say the word codify. So now I'm going to just translate it into words that I would say. And that is that grammar codifies relationships.
I don't know what codifies.
It just puts it in a code. It's a code. Okay. That's it. That's all. So if the code is that I've got to have a verb in my sentence, that's the code. So I've got to say, purple is everywhere. Purple rocks. You do have to have a verb to call it a sentence, and that is the code. When we get into the nitty-gritty of what Laura Lee wrote about back in the day, and by the way, she didn't invent it. There were all kinds of qualitative researchers who were looking at how kids, like you say, actually developed this. It wasn't top-down. We think it is, and we've sort of forgotten the history, honestly, but that isn't the way it was written about in the day, and we have the opportunity to really acknowledge that and include that for our Gestalt processors.